everybody. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Thank you for joining us this morning. Making our white chocolate and cranberry cookies. I've got Anna with my helper today. She's going to be baking along, so we're really excited to be baking along with you this morning. We've also got a scribbles by our feet too, so I'm sure she'll pop up at some point. Let's get cracking. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run through to make sure we've got all of our ingredients out. Now, I did forget to print this off this morning, so I'm just looking at my phone for it. So we need butter, we need light brown sugar, we need an egg, and we need oats, we need baking powder, self-raising flour, some white chocolate chip cookies. Though you can use milk chocolate, so if you're not a fan, you can use milk chocolate, and cranberries. And again, if you haven't got cranberries, you can use raisins. Okay, so they're just a couple of alternatives if you wanted to make them, but you didn't have them in your cupboard. Okay, so and then we need to pop your ovens on, which is very important. They don't take long to cook at 180. Okay, so we'll just give it a minute or two just to make sure everybody who wants to join us can. So obviously make sure you've got all your things out. We will weigh out, so if you haven't joined us before, we do weigh out things during the bake along, so you don't need to pre-weigh it out. We'll just have your ingredients ready and raring to go and your oven's on. So we're going to make sure that we've washed our hands, we've got our hair back as much as possible. And we've got a bowl and a spoon as well. So let's get started. We've got a few people with us now this morning. So first of all, for our cookies, we are going to be weighing out our butter. Okay. So first of all, in our bowls, I want you to weigh out 60 grams of butter. Okay, so pop that in your bowl. Just just excuse us, the scales have gone a bit bonkers because you kept pressing.
Can I go that little one?
Yeah, I think it's because you confused it. Because don't touch. So, okay, hang on a minute. We're having a few technical issues with our scales. They've just gone a little bit mental and not really making any sense.
Got it.
Let's try it again. Switched it off. Unit. There we go. Right, we're on grams. So now I completely lost track what we need, so I have to look at the phone. Right, 60 grams of butter. So we'll do, don't worry, and I've sorted these now. So get your butter. Obviously you can use proper butter if you wish, or you can use baking butter. Ours is a baking butter, it means it is really soft. So get some more. So we need 60 grams of butter.
60? What was 100?
No, 60. So once you've got your butter in your bowl, so I'll show you mine. Let me just move this down so you can see. So obviously mine's really nice and soft, so I don't really need to do a lot with that. It's not going to take any time at all to pop our sugar in, so I'm just not going to bother squashing it too much. So if your butter's really hard, then I would suggest that you give it a good squash with the back of your spoon before you get started. Right then, so we've got our right then 60. That's right. Ooh, 60. It's not staying on this.
67.
Yeah. We just take a bit out there, don't we? 56. What have we got now, Anna?
56.
A bit more?
Yeah. 62.
62 will be fine.
Yes.
That's fine. Right then, so we're sorted with our butter. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our light brown sugar. Okay, so once you started squashing your butter, 60 grams of butter, we're going to add 40 grams of light brown sugar. Now you can use scales, you can use one of these cups. It is up to you. So I always think with light brown sugar, it doesn't pour very easily because it all sticks together. So you just get a spoon. Scribbles. She's looking. She's thinking, what food have you got? Have you got any for me? No, Scribbles. We don't have any food for you at the moment. Maybe we should make puppy biscuits one week. What do you reckon? Right then. So we've got 40 grams of sugar. So it's not. Did I say 4? Honestly, I am losing my mind this morning.
40?
Yeah. Got 40 grams. Okay, do you want to do your 40? So just up to.
You can tell me to stop.
Right then. Once you've got your 40 grams of sugar, we are going to just squash it together.
Is this enough?
Yeah, let's have a look. Hang on.
Not really sure.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's fine. So once we have it in our bowl, we want to give it a good squash with the back of our spoon, and we want to make sure all that sugar is mixed in. It's all nicely hidden in our butter. And obviously, as you can see, it turns a really nice sort of toffee colour. Like a caramel colour, doesn't it? It's like a light brown. It's nice, isn't it?
I love toffee.
I know you do. Right then. So, how are we getting on with our mixing, Anna?
Is that good?
That looks very good. Maybe a little bit more around the side. So don't forget to mix around your sides because that's where the sugar likes to hide. Where? Oh, there it is. Yeah. So to make sure you've got it all mixed in. Okay. Like so.
What's next?
What's next? You look on my phone. You be a recipe lady today. Because we need that, don't we?
One egg.
One egg. So remember, with our egg, we can use a bowl to mix it separately, or you can just crack it straight into your bowl.
Well, I'm going to put it
It's up
in
to
my
you.
bowl.
You're going to put it in. So use the edge of the bowl. Use the edge of that one. Look. Just give it a good like that. A good tap.
Can you crack it? I don't know.
You did it really well last time. You said this was brilliant.
Okay, I'll
Come on, be brave. Be brave. You can do this. Just pop your fingers in, push, and pull. That's it. Pull it apart. It's a bit slimy, but that doesn't. Don't worry. Get the shell out. That's it. Otherwise, we'll have crunchy cookies. Oh, just gently. There we go. Wonderful. Just nice and gently. That's it. You did it. That wasn't too bad, was it? Hello, Scribbles. Wipe your hands on your apron. Right. So, crack your eggs and pop it in. And then we just want to give it a really nice mix in.
Don't make it everywhere.
Just do it gently first. We don't splash it. Splash it everywhere. And we've got Scribbles. I've got literally, he's like perched up on my knees at the moment. I think she's waiting for some crumbs in a minute, isn't she? So it does take a little bit of time if you're using your hands to mix rather than a mixer. It does take a bit of time for it to come together. Because the egg and so, but it will come. I am going to. Hello. I don't know if you can see her on the video, but she's you're desperate to get involved, aren't you, Scribbles? Aren't you desperate to get involved?
You.
I know. Hello. Can you see her? You little puppy. Desperate to get involved. I know. Oh, goodness me. She's eating the cable now. Oh dear, a disaster in the kitchen this morning. The puppy is going bonkers. Right then, mix up your egg as much as you can. Don't worry if it's a little bit, I know.
What's the problem with egg? It doesn't mix in.
No, it doesn't mix
Let me see
in.
what else is on the thing.
But you know what? It's fine. Just keep going. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit separated, like our mixture's going this morning.
60 grams of oats.
Our butter was quite warm, and the light brown sugar, it does give it a little bit a different consistency to if you were using, you know, sort of caster sugar. Right, Scribbles, get down, please. Right. So we're going to wait out. So we've mixed in our butter and our light brown sugar, okay, and our egg. And now we're going to add in our oats. So how many oats was it, recipe
It was
lady?
60 grams of
Oats. 60 grams of oats, okay. So we want to add 60 grams of oats in your bowl.
Now this is going to make it really good.
Hang on a minute. I need to find the... Aha, right, up to number 2. 60 grams of oats. I must say, this is like one of my favourite recipes for cookies. They're just absolutely delicious.
Now,
yeah, up to. And they're really versatile as well. So you could, with your fillings, like, you know, chocolate or fruit, you could really just, you know, it's up to you. You could add like an extract as well to make it a little bit different. I just love these.
Can I mix it in?
Yeah, give it a good mix in. So let's add our oats.
Oh,
Well, I've lost the oats now, Anna. Where have they gone?
well, I know where it is.
Aha, found it.
Yeah. My cook is big.
There we go. Pour our
This is
oats
so
in.
good, honestly.
So it doesn't matter if we've got more jumbo oats, but if you use the yeah, but you can use the fine oats as well. That doesn't matter. So we can. Oh, are you already?
Yeah, I know oats.
I do as well. Right then, recipe lady, what's next? So we're going to mix our oats in, like so. It's all nicely mixed in. You can see it's mixing much better now.
1 teaspoon of baking powder.
So we're going to add in our baking powder, a quarter of a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, quarter of a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, and then I think what we're going to do, and then we're going to add in our flour. So a quarter of a teaspoon of baking powder and 190 grams of self-raising flour. Okay. So you just want, I'm just going to gauge it. There we go. Just give it some to Anna. A quarter of a teaspoon.
Now let's mix.
Mix that in.
It goes everywhere so it tastes really good.
And then we're going to add in our flour. So we want 190 grams roughly. Might need a little bit more. See how the mixture goes. Bless you.
Self-raising flour. 190 grams of self-raising flour.
So when we've done this, we're going to add it in our flour and our baking powder. Show just below the 200 of that. So once we've done this and you've nearly mixed it in, we're going to then add in our cranberries and white chocolate. Oh, don't worry, just tip a bit out, or just don't tip all of it in your bowl because we might need it. Okay, so you're going to add in. I don't need any milk at the moment. So once you see mine's nearly mixed in, it's not quite there yet, okay?
Wait, is that it?
Yeah.
I pour that in.
Pour that in, yeah. So we're going to add in our white chocolate chips. So I've got half bag and there's half bag for Anna. And then it's roughly a couple of spoons of cranberries. Or you can weigh them out if you like.
Mine's gonna be 1 cranberry then. Just because I love cranberries. They're like really thick.
There we go. It does smell good. Right, so we've got our white chocolate and our cranberries in now. And then what we can do is we can mix those in. At this point, we're going to need to squeeze our mixture together. Okay.
Wait, this is your one.
Yeah.
That's all my white chocolate.
So we're going to squeeze our mixture together.
The white chocolate chips.
And if it's a little bit dry, we can use a splash of milk. But let's see how we get on. So these cookies, they don't really spread as much. What I find is when I'm ready, I put them in the oven, and then after 10 minutes, I just flatten them down slightly with a wooden spoon or a spatula or something, just so because they do rise up. So I'm just going to get my hands in, and we're just going to squeeze them together. And we're going to just squeeze it into a big ball. Okay. And then I'm just going to add a little splash of milk in here.
Do you think I need milk?
You might do, yeah. You need to get your hands in and start squeezing
Okay, I'll take
it.
everything off.
I'm just going to add.
What? I'm getting flour in the food.
Oh, just move that. We don't need one here anymore. So, yeah, so add a bit of milk if you need to. And then we just give it a good squeeze together with our hands. This is where we get really, really messy. And we want to squeeze it into a ball.
I really need some milk.
Like so I think if you're with ones you will need that anyways, you will need to use 2 hands because there is quite a lot of cookie dough here, as you can see. So I've got my ball of dough. Before I get both hands really mucky, I'm just going to give Anna a drop of milk. I can see what I'm doing. Right then, so once we've squeezed our cookie dough in, sorry, apologies for me I'm looking at my phone for recipe. We are going to then pop them into balls. We want small balls. They need roughly like 12 to 15 minutes in the oven. Like I said, after 10 11 minutes, I would go just pop in and just like give them a little bit of a squash down, obviously not with your hand because it's really hot, but with something flat like a spatula or like a flat wooden spoon, just flatten them down, not completely, don't want to squash them to the baking paper, but just to give it a little squash down because they do puff up. They're quite a nice chunky rough kind of cookie. So I want big balls like this. You like big cookies, and then I'm just ever so slightly, as you can see, just move that down a bit. I've just ever so slightly just flatten them down. Yeah. So when they're done, we will be they'll be golden, okay, and they'll be golden, and they'll have some cracks in the top. And they don't really spread, so don't worry. It's not like some of the cookies that we do that they spread, and so we need to leave lots of room between. Okay, so quite a nice chunky solid cookie. And then so we're going to make boards. You can make them, if you want to make them smaller, obviously just remember to, obviously they'll need less time in the oven. So I'm going to put just one more in there. Like so, just to give you a little bit of room between them. And there we go. And there are cranberry and white chocolate cookies. Oh, it's a little bit big. So these are our cookies for today. So like I say, 12 to 15 minutes in the oven. Obviously, maybe after 10, just give them a little bit of a squash down if they're really puffed up. And there we go. So enjoy your cranberry and white chocolate chip cookies. Thank you so much for baking along with myself and Anna this morning. We really enjoyed baking, and Scribbles, because I think she's wanted to join in too. Do share still pictures of your cookies over on our social media channels, Three Bears Cookery Club. We're on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And we will see you next week. So I'll be posting next on Monday what we'll be making on Saturday morning. So do keep an eye out of that. And it'll also go, if you're signed up to our email list, it'll go straight over to your inbox. Okay. And we just a bit of news what we've got on. We've got our clubs, online clubs still happening this term on a Wednesday and on a Thursday. So Wednesdays for all ages. And then we've got our Thursday Junior Chef's Kitchen, which is for ages 8+, and that's online via Zoom. So if you want more information about those, you can head over to our website or drop me a message, and I'll let you know what we're up to. And we've got our Easter workshops that I'm going to be launching next week. We're going to be doing a couple of workshops over the Easter holidays, making some Easter goodies, which I'm really excited about. Anna's already licking her lips. So that will be happening. And then obviously we've got our live bake along on Saturday. And we also have our subscription box. So our April baking box will be out. Scribbles again. April baking box will be out for Easter. And there'll be some really yummy Easter recipes in there. I will be popping on a little sneak preview next week as to what those recipes will be, and some videos as to what they'll look like. So do keep an eye out for those, our little video trailer for our Easter baking box. Okay, so everything can be found on our website, Three Bears Cookery Club, and obviously we post daily on our social media channels. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's been lovely to bake along with you, and we'll see you next Saturday. Please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to our channel, and enjoy your cookies. And we'll see you. Have a lovely weekend and week, and we'll see you next week. All right, bye everyone.